jumping up and down on my phone.
Oh, see, I had, so she's got no internet.
It's the energy drink.
Somebody take that away.
Justin. Is that muted?
It's supposed to be here.
Okay. Danielle, it's 5:15. We're going to start the special city council meeting.
I'm here.
Okay, good deal.
Did you have one?
There wasn't much dialogue. I know you were having trouble hearing, so when we get into the budget meeting, we'll try to make sure that you're hearing everything, okay?
Thank you. I was exposed to somebody and I don't want to take a chance of passing along any germs, so that's why I'm
All right, thank you very much.
I'll refrain from making any jokes about Dino exposing herself to anybody.
Okay.
Thank you, Martin, thank you.
I wish you wouldn't have heard that. All right, so we do have a quorum. Item 2, citizens be heard.
There are none.
Okay. Moving on to item 3, the consent agenda.
I have one question. Did we determine who made the motion?
On the,
It said councilwoman motioned and then Gary seconded.
it was Gary, it was Councilman Gary Gilbert.
And who seconded it?
This is the agenda.
I can go get my notes.
Mm-hmm.
It was the June 10th meeting.
The joint? No, it's the.
Regular city council
The
meeting.
councilwoman, oh, it was Hutchinson.
Okay, so Hutchinson, okay.
Yes.
So if we, with that
Yes, sir.
correction, I'll motion to accept.
Hang on, hang
Okay.
on, hang on. Britt, can I have a new copy, because I have stuff from January in my packet. And I noticed that, and I meant to send you an email earlier.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
January
it's the
ZBOA meeting.
ZBOA.
yeah, in your
Oh.
packet.
Yeah.
Got it, sorry, I'm like, why do I have stuff from January in my drink Hulk? Oh,
All right,
sorry.
we've got a motion to have a second.
I'll second it.
Okay, just a second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Thank you, Danielle. Motion passes 5-0. And moving on, discussion action, discuss and consider action on appointing the appointment of planning and zoning and Vernia NDD district members. Folks, we're kind of at a,
Crossroads?
yeah, getting somebody to fill these board positions is difficult. Can you beat up your neighbors?
We got 2 applicants though.
You do have 2
We
applicants?
have 2 applicants, both are from P and Z.
For P and Z.
We'll see.
So are we gonna talk about P and Z
We'll talk about P and Z first.
first? Okay.
What do you got?
I've got Mr. Chris Jacobs and then Miss Jennifer Hennett. This
And how
one just
many-
came in this morning.
How many openings?
Jennifer Hennett.
How many openings do we have on P and Z?
2.
2.
Yeah, I talked to Chris and he's real excited about it. That's about all I got.
Woohoo!
Are we filling 2 spots?
Yeah, there's 2 openings. 2 openings right now.
So,
Justin
once those positions are filled, is there like a term to them, or are they at the pleasure of council, or at the pleasure of mayor, or?
It's 2-year term.
It is a 2-year term, and we really need to consider additional members, because, one, I can't hardly ever get a hold of.
No, we gotta
Like-
fill the spots, I
Yeah.
get that. But so, the 2 spots that are being filled, they're vacancies.
Mm-hmm.
So when do those terms end?
Oh gosh, they've been vacant for so
They've
long.
been-
One of them is
It's your
yours,
spot.
and the other one is Justin's.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
so
that's-
it's
Well,
been a while.
But I mean, we need to know what.
Yeah, we'll have to figure out what that term was so that when it comes up for the renewal,
Okay.
because it
Is
runs
it
along.
normally like a May?
As I said, it normally runs along the election cycle, doesn't it?
Yes, however, when I got here, I think they had them like November, December, January. Yvonne and I talked about getting it back on the election.
Well, now's a
cycle.
perfect time to do that, get it back on the election cycle, get it all lined up.
Yes,
And then I'm assuming that, worst case, one of them terms next year, and one of them will term in 2 years.
Yeah,
And if we approve these two people, how do we decide which one goes into which hole?
I think the first thing we need to do is figure out where those terms are, and then come back in and council can redo.
Can we get all of our i's dotted and t's crossed and get the picture painted so we know where the pegs are, so we know where to put them? And then table this until the next meeting, or just let it ride?
But we have a meeting,
Yes,
I
I have
think
a
we should-
very important meeting coming up on August 3rd, and I have got to have some soundbite on this one.
Yeah,
I
so.
think
I'm not saying
We
the ones that
gotta
aren't on
move
there,
them.
but
I think
I,
we
Can appoint them and we come back and we fix it.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Adjust it, okay.
Yeah.
We can do that.
And do we have inactive members that are on this?
we have some that don't always participate.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's something that we can also take up at the same time.
I'm
if
sorry,
we need to.
is it still Gordon, Marlon, and Viola that's on there?
Yep.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's not for like lack of interest, those three are good people. It's just that they from time to time have issues that prevent them from making a meeting.
Oh, okay, so they are responding.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
they're good, responsible human beings. It's just,
But
with just
I'm just
three,
worried about the meeting.
you gotta get it all lined up, or you gotta postpone and reschedule.
Right. Okay. Fair enough.
Okay, so we have a motion to accept Jennifer Hennett and Chris Jacobs to P and Z.
I'll make a motion to accept Jennifer and Chris Jacobs to P&Z.
I'll second it.
Okay. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. We were waiting on you, I know. All right, let's tackle MDD members.
Marilyn's coming off, because at the end of the month, I think it's this month, she's moving into her new home, which is in New Berlin. And we knew hers was temporary.
Yeah.
She was a huge asset because of everybody she knew and everything else, but she will no longer be living in this city. So that's gonna be one vacancy.
How many are we lacking?
Just the one.
Just one? And this is a position that is a city council member.
Right, well, and I told you
Yeah,
before,
so-
if there's an open slot and you need me,
There's an open slot.
I'll fill it.
Okay.
Have we talked to Casey? Thankersley?
I think the last time I talked to Casey, she cannot take on anymore. She kind of got dumped with her boss that's outgoing or something. But I will check on her because there's other positions that might need to be filled, so
She'd be good.
So do we need a motion then to accept?
she would be
Martin
awesome.
and Judy?
Yes, we do.
Okay, I'll make a motion to accept Martin and Judy.
Okay.
And that'll be to fill the empty slot that's coming up soon.
Right.
Fill them out, right?
I'll second it.
Okay. We have a motion, a second. Any discussion?
When is that date?
She's supposed to move out at the end of the month into
So
her
like
new home.
next week?
Yeah,
Yeah.
well,
So maybe
because
August
Yeah.
meeting would be
Sure.
that first
August would be
meeting.
your first, I need to get a, because she wants an inspection.
Yeah, I know, it's already that
The
late in
new
July.
place that she's converted commercial.
Can we
Okay.
just make a motion to remove her immediately?
We need a resignation.
We need a resignation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll
And I
have
think she's
that.
old.
and she's groovy.
Yeah, she's.
No,
Yeah.
I was just trying to make a clean cut.
Yeah.
I'm fine with
Even if-
waiting until it's appropriate for me to join.
All right.
So
Any other?
do you want me to amend my motion to say, we accept upon Daryl's resignation?
No.
We accept,
No, I don't think so. I don't think it's necessary.
okay.
Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those
We're gonna have to time them down.
Motion passes. Yeah, we do have the timing down. All right, item B, discuss and consider approval of appointing Dawn Lassick Barnett, Wilson County Tax Assessor Collector, as the designated officer to calculate the no new revenue tax rate and the voter approval tax rate for the 2021 tax year is outlined in Chapter 26 of the Texas Tax Code.
I'll make a motion to approve, Your Honor.
Okay,
I'll second it.
okay. Discussion on this?
It's just something new.
Got
For
it.
some reason, they want it in writing this year, but she's always done it for us.
Right, it's probably a legislative thing.
Oh, yeah.
Probably.
We know all the help we can get.
Yeah. Any discussion? All's in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed?
Aye.
I'm sorry, Dino. Jumped ahead. Items specific to future line items on the agenda. One thing I do want to, I'm going to work on some language. Get Yvonne's help. I did bounce this off of Martin. I think we had really, really good intentions when we did the residential masonry. In that ordinance was school buildings and temporary buildings. And we need to revisit that. I think at the end of the day, TEA mandates to the LEISD or any school district, you know, you can only have 22 kids per teacher. There's only so much classroom space they have. They're, you know, we've got to allow that school board to work on, you know, solving those issues. But in their future is going to be temporary buildings. At the end of the day, we can sit there and tell them, you can't do this, you gotta put it there, whatever. Well, if we want it here and their architect says, no, we're gonna be building a new wing there, why go there? And they're gonna have to do what they've gotta do to put kids in a nice, safe, clean classroom, regardless of what we say. And I just think that we need to go back and revisit that part of the ordinance.
Do you want us to take that to P and Z first, since it's in the code? I mean, we'll meet with them before we meet.
Yeah, we
with
can.
them.
We can do a joint.
We do a joint, we just need to look at, I think what we do, look at some of the other
Mhm.
So,
entities.
while you said a magical word called masonry,
Mhm.
and with the new legislative adjustment, and we're under a certain size, did we remove language from our ordinance 2 years ago? Or did we just accept the fact that we were not able to enforce the language that we had?
We removed
Yeah,
it.
we
Okay,
removed
do we want to reinstate that language with the change in legislature?
That I saw, that did not
Yeah,
pass.
It did not pass?
No.
Okay, I'm sorry, I thought it did.
It never
Well,
made
I'm
it
sorry.
out of the
Wow,
house.
did I miss something?
No, I thought it
I
did.
know.
I thought it passed
I'm about to
too.
say, holy
It never made it off the floor.
Really?
No.
Okay.
Okay,
My
It's very
apologies, I
disappointing.
missed that. I could swore.
so it's 75% masonry, right? Or,
No,
Not on
it's-
residential.
We can't, building, we're stuck with the building code, whatever that building code may be. They are gonna update to a more recent copy of the building code.
what about commercial?
We have standards for that.
Commercial's a different animal.
Yeah,
This is residential only.
Probably.
yeah, they didn't touch it, so we've got standards for that.
Okay, so the new building next to the car wash, like what is, that's what I'm asking, I could go look, but what is the masonry requirements on commercial?
Commercial is 75.
So the new building that's next to the car wash, is that 75%?
It should be 75%.
Don't look like it.
Well, I can tell you, I just got something from Bureau Veritas and it failed, building final. So I don't know what failed. The guy that did the inspection, he's not as thorough as another gentleman that does it, so I'm gonna have to reach out to him. But
Okay.
it should be 75% masonry.
Because I did get a phone call about that the other day, like 2 days ago, because there is 2 or 3 commercial businesses that want to build either in or near the city limits. And that person thought that legislative had passed too.
Well, keep in mind, if we look at, and Robert was with us along that journey, Vernia Learning Academy, the commercial, if you look at it, it looks like the bottom is just, what is it, wainscoting is just the rock, but they did do masonry around it. I don't know if you recall Kruger's and
Mhm.
So there is 75% masonry now. I couldn't tell tell you the materials that
Yeah.
Okay, well,
consist of that.
what about the Salmons building? Martin and I inquired about that. because
Overlay
someone asked
district.
us about that in the community. We never got an answer on it.
Overlay,
Overlay.
I talked to Martin about that.
Oh, that's right, never mind.
she remembers.
Okay, I was like,
And I didn't know while we're on the items specific for future, were we gonna bring the beer barn to talk about that or no? Did we hash it out in here?
Beer barn.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, down the street.
I mean, we can sit and revisit it,
Okay.
okay?
I didn't know if you wanted to. I'll talk.
So when we're talking, I think it'd be a good refresher for everybody.
That's an SUP, right?
Not where they're one, but, so, no, because we talked about this, they didn't require an SUP for that, did they?
No, because there's C2.
Yeah.
Oh, to the C2, okay.
Yeah,
And there is a lot of, we gotta sit down with these people, because they're calling it a restaurant now. It's not a restaurant. And once we're gonna be driving our cars, they're sitting, parking there, be bringing us dinner and drinks in there.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Well, I've seen that model, I will say that, for the beer barn. I've seen that model.
You sit in there and eat.
Yeah, OT
Rudy's.
has.
Never mind.
Not that you.
I take it back.
There's a beer barn and then you drive around, there's a window, they were selling pizzas, hamburgers, you name it out, and you can park it and you bring it to you.
yeah,
So I've seen the model, so it is out there.
it's out there, okay. We'll just revisit that whole section.
okay, and then we want to talk about drainage on the next meeting?
Yeah.
Please.
And then we want to dot our i's and cross our t's on the planning and zoning stuff.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And Bernie, you're sleeping back. There's a little, it's gonna be a big
It's gonna be a
agenda.
big agenda, probably a big agenda.
That's because we had such a small one, isn't it?
All right, we're gonna move on to item
Is
6.
is our previously aforementioned, the executive session topic with properties A, B, and C,
That'll be on the next agenda.
that's coming attractions as well, okay.
Oh, yeah, and you
We've got
have
3
our
executives.
evaluations. But we can probably hold off because it's a big agenda, but that's up to y'all.
What's that date gonna be? The top 12th?
Okay.
Good? Everybody good?
We'll talk about that later. Sorry.
Item 6, adjournment,
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
discussion, all those in favor?
Aye.
Got it, all right, we're adjourned at 5:33.